Well, speaking of trannies, I guess that does lead to the firing of another radio show. This one's it's not even a tough one for me. Kimberly and Beck are fucking twats, losers. But they got
kick
fired.
them in when they're down.
Fuck them. They took some major cheap shots at my boy Brother Weeze up there in Rochester.
Oh, that was them.
They were real cunts toward him. For no good reason, by the way, just making up shit and telling lies on their radio show. Oh. And they're the show that got fired up there in Rochester for saying some things.
Shit. What'd they say?
So I haven't heard this audio. I've read the article, so
yeah.
Let's see if they should have been fired.
All right.
I don't like them.
We'll be the judge.
But I'll have an open mind as far as a radio show goes and whether or not they should be fired. Dicks.
Hey, the city of Rochester.
Yeah, so this is what got
This is the actual
right
clip. All right, let's listen.
There's a few clips here on the topic.
Hey, the city of Rochester, you should be feeling good about this, using your tax dollars to extend transition-related health care coverage to its employees who are transgender and gender non-conforming. What the hell does that mean?
That
like
means
you're not
if you
a
want to
woman
change,
or a man?
If you're a man and you want to change into being a woman, or if you're a woman and want, some appendage added, they can probably do that for you in the city of Rochester.
Mayor
It's going to be
Lovely
covered
Warren,
by the health insurance.
Mayor Lovely Warren made that announcement. It's been approved by the city's Labor Management Healthcare Committee. The new coverage, if you are a city of Rochester employee,
so far so good,
will pay for services related to your gender reassignment surgery.
Mm-hmm.
What? So the dude can look like a lady, and the city is going to pay for it.
All right, so mostly a news story. With
that was nothing.
There's got to be more than that.
It's got to be.
Yeah, there's more coming. So far, they're a bunch of dicks, but I don't think they should have been fired.
Not
for
a
that.
firing offense right
Although
there.
we are getting to the point
where
when you say, I don't necessarily agree with that, that will eventually become, well, you got to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see if it gets worse.
Does that mean then they'll also, if women want to have a boob job, they'll pay for the boob job? Because I think that's only right.
The services that will be paid for under the new coverage, gender reassignment surgery, psychological counseling, because you're probably a nut job to begin with.
Uh-oh.
That's my opinion. Hormone.
See, she added that part.
You're allowed to have your
she
opinion.
Added that part, so, God, I hate this fucking bitch, so this is hard for me, because she is a twat.
Is she hot?
I don't know. I don't give a
How
fuck.
big's her clip?
Pop her face up on that fucking screen, Samuel.
Zoom in on the bikini crotch. We have different
let's
priorities.
See. But, I mean, you used to be able to voice your opinion on a radio show, and she even said, that is my opinion.
Yeah.
She thinks you're a nut job if you want that done.
A nut job.
You should be able to say that, even though you're a fucking twat.
Isn't that part of the treatment? If you want to become a woman, you have to get a nut job. See? All fired.
Counseling, because you're probably a nut job to begin with. That's my opinion. Hormone therapy, cosmetic and reconstructive surgery. So let me get this straight. A lot of women who have breast cancer sometimes have to fight with the freaking insurance company to get their breasts redone, right?
Right.
Because whether or not they're lopsided, because you just have the cancer removed, or maybe you have to have complete removal. Sometimes those insurance companies want to be a pain in the backside.
Will the city then cover that cost? Will the city cover that cost?
I don't know. That's not.
What cost?
She didn't make any mention of that. I mean, I think some insurance companies do. Some you have to fight with for reconstructive surgery if you have cancer.
All right, so we're 2 minutes into the...
Nut job is what did it.
Nut job, in my opinion.
Doesn't matter.
And
that's it.
Yeah, but I hate
then
these fucking people, but she should not be fired for what she has said so far.
Yeah, and then she has a very viable argument about the insurance companies not covering people with medical problems.
And instead of firing her for saying that she thinks that if you're transgender that you're a nut job, well then how about you? It's like that's what a lot of people think.
That is what a lot of
and
people
maybe
think.
it's the wrong opinion, but that's literally the opinion a lot of people have.
Yes.
What are you gonna fire everybody who thinks that and just doesn't say it?
Yes, Jimmy.
I don't know how you do a radio show at this point.
That's crazy.
I just don't know how you do it.
If that is a firing offense, man, did we used to get away with murder.
Of course, was just groveling in their fucking groveling.
It continues here. Let's see if it gets worse.
there's an area high school that has a transsexual boy playing on the girls' varsity softball team. It's not right.
Kimberly and Beck, I'm a skinny girl trapped in a fat girl's body. Will the city pay for liposuction? That's a good question. I don't know.
They're kind of shitty at doing bits, but they're trying to do bits.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the quality of their radio.
They're shitty bits. Trying to make some jokes now.
Yeah.
There's no hate in their voices, really. What is the softball team player? What was that again?
A transgendered, I guess, boy to girl, or playing on the girls' softball team.
Yeah.
But there was a big controversy about this in MMA when there was, I think someone had gone through the full surgery.
Right.
But Rogan raised such a smart point
yeah.
about being born with a certain bone structure.
Right.
And it wasn't about bigotry. It was about there's a physical difference in bone structure and ligament strength. And Joe was really smart the way he discussed that.
And the schools are now doing all that where, if you're a girl and, they don't have a hockey team and you're good at that sport, they're allowing you to play on the boys' team.
But it's almost like, are you not, are members of, again, LBG, I didn't know the LGBT, like, are you unable to see the difference between somebody that hates the gay community or hates transgendered people and people who really just think that it's this foreign, odd thing? There's a huge difference between hating somebody and thinking that way. And also, let's be honest, some of us have gone the other way and thrown lots of money in that direction. But you know what I'm saying? You can't, is there no fucking balance? You can't see the difference?
Yeah.
So far,
it's just irritating.
So far, they haven't done anything that should have gotten them fired.
Yeah.
City pay for liposuction? That's a good question. I don't know.
Maybe you have psychological issues because you have jiggling fat on your butt.
Oh, man.
Are they going to pay for obviously, right?
No.
I'm a broke guy. I mean, I'm a rich guy stuck in a broke guy's body. You think they'll just give me a lump sum of cash?
They should.
They should. I mean, I feel rich. Why shouldn't I be able to be rich?
So true, Chris.
Yeah, there's really two issues here, Kimberly. First of all, you got a guy playing girls softball, which is wrong.
Right.
I don't care
Even
who
though
it
he
is.
thinks and feels like a girl.
I think a guy playing girls softball is wrong.
Yeah.
They can hit the ball.
Of course
Guys can hit the ball generally further than women.
Is that the dude?
I don't know.
Do we have any more of the picture down there? Oh, that's it?
So is that a guy?
But they'll say no, that it's not. I think their argument is, well, no, it's not a boy, or you're not like a boy who's becoming a girl. This is who you are. They're saying that there's a different gender. I mean, again, I'm completely paraphrasing. I could be fucking 100% wrong.
I bet that motherfucker could jack the ball further than fucking the chicks on the team.
But
sorry, is that another picture of the dude?
But I don't know. Guys playing girls sports. Why would you want to do that?
But he'll say he's not a guy.
Yeah.
And if you say he, they'll go, well, he's not a he.
Yeah,
So it's not a she. It's like, there's no, you step in shit. You're in a little circle, and you step in shit no matter which direction you walk in.
What the fuck?
You verbally step in shit.
Yikes.
I don't know.
I'm not going to say anything.
It's
Wow. In my opinion,
how do you handle that?
Not very attractive.
You got a guy who wants to be a girl. So then, because he wants to be a girl, he's playing on the girls' softball team.
Well,
are we allowed to say that's strange? That seems strange to me.
You can't
that
not
whole
allow.
I remember being in high school. We all remember being in high school, and that seems strange to me. That you
just a couple of years ago.
Thank you.
No, it wasn't.
That as a guy, you'd want to go on a girls' team,
but it's not a guy. That's the whole.
But
gist.
he's got guy parts still.
Doesn't matter.
Very confusing.
It is confusing.
It's the whole thing is very confusing.
But
all right, he says he's not a guy anymore. He thinks like a girl, but he has the guy parts, which means he has the guy physique, like Rogan was talking about. And now you're on a girls' team. That's strange to me.
But if you say that,
that seems like you would have an unfair advantage in general. Although there are girls that could play the sport better than guys, but in general. Guys are stronger at sports.
I would imagine.
But you can't even say it's strange.
You can't even say.
No.
I know.
Like even if it's like I can never get the LGBT. That you can't expect everyone just to understand this in the scope of a couple of years.
Yeah, and don't mistake, like Jimmy said, don't mistake misunderstanding for hate.
Or even not people who don't like it or people who don't get it.
Yeah,
don't necessarily hate you.
No.
And there's a lot of people that don't want you to have your rights. At least they were saying it on the radio so you know where they stand.
Yeah.
They weren't saying one thing and cowering and
Yeah,
voting
yeah.
another way or going behind the scenes. You know where they stand.
Right.
You can't get respect out of just fear.
No.
Fear-mongering, making people scared to discuss the topic itself. You're just going to get resentment. You know, you get resentment. People don't like being told what they can or cannot say, with the consequences being their jobs.
It takes time to get acceptance. You can't force that on people because you just get people that are really just bitter that they're being forced to think a certain way. A few more years go by, then maybe this type of thing won't be as strange to the mainstream. But the fact is, it's a bit strange when you really break it down and try to wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you hate the person because he's going through this in his life or her life.
But that's it.
But it's just strange to me.
It's in all these organizations that are there for people of different sexuality, race, women's groups, all of it. They take whatever the criticism is or the misunderstanding or whatever or other people's opinions, and it instantly goes into the hate and bash and punch column. You know, they can't see it as anything but hatred, and you're not being tolerant. It doesn't mean, and you can have an opinion on this without it being hatred.
So there's the story.
What did I say?
There's the story in Rochester. They cover the story, and then they're trying to just have a little fun with it. That's all this
they're doing
is.
Dumb morning radio.
They're doing dumb morning radio, trying to come up with some jokes. They're failing miserably. To be completely honest with you, but
we think they're
at least
suck.
trying. They're at least trying, though.
At least they're trying.
They're not like, yeah, fuck them.
You know, you should just go out and punch him in the face.
Right.
That would be a firing offense.
Of course. They're just trying to fucking entertain their listeners.
Not talking about how maybe the insurance company should deal with people with medical problems. If they're going to deal with this, maybe they should take care of women that have been victims of cancer.
But you can't say a nut job. Even if you're wrong, you can't say, like, how can that be a fireable offense?
Especially when you add,
it's a very
in my
vague
opinion.
term. Yeah. Yeah. And nut job is very, subjective. It's,
But to not be able to say that, even if people who are
they're doomed.
Yeah, who transsexual would go like,
doomed.
that's wrong. I'm not a nut job. Okay, fine. But you can't fire someone for thinking that.
Any
you
person
can,
or group.
I guess so, yeah, you can.
Any person or group that thinks this is a firing offense is an oversensitive douche.
Yeah.
Who's just trying to make some noise and get their group recognized.
Well, there's more audio, but
maybe
far
they go crazy then.
So far, I don't think they should have been
So
fired for
far,
anything that I've
not
heard.
even close.
And I don't like these guys at all. I want to continue stressing that.
Yeah.
Because they took some ridiculously cheap shots at Brother Weeze who didn't deserve it.
He still has guy strength, right?
Right. And I know this goes on in a number of sports. If the school does not offer like boys volleyball, there are boys who play on the girls volleyball team. But clearly in this situation, the school district does have baseball for boys. But does that mean this kid mentally thinks he's a woman or trying to become a woman, so he's going to play girls softball?
Now, someone's trying to guess. I will tell you, it is not a city school.
No.
Can't you just
It
spitball
is not
like that?
a city school.
Just talk
that
about things and be like just a flow of ideas and opinions and thoughts on a subject and be able to do it unhindered. It's amazing.
It's unfortunate.
You should be able to.
I don't hear hate in their hearts about it.
None.
I hear where they don't really understand understand the whole topic at hand.
Fucking ridiculous.
But even if you have hate in your heart, you probably should be able to do that on the radio.
Be able to say it,
The old days used to be able to, spew shit and have hate in your heart as long as you were following the FCC.
Right.
And their rules.
It doesn't make sense anymore. You can't. People should be able to listen to things and assess it in their own mind and be able to interpret if it's hate speech, if it's fucking just someone's opinion, if it's somebody with a lack of understanding, two people trying to figure something out. Mm-hmm. When you just have a stream of consciousness and there's a genuine discussion about a topic going on the air, you might hit on things that people might be offended by, that you have completely wrong because it's an opinion based on something that you're not really that knowledgeable at. but you shouldn't have to run everything through the "is this going to get me fired" filter because some group is going to be upset that you're even discussing it.
Right. I hear nothing in this audio
Nothing.
as far as being fired for.
I hear shitty radio.
Yeah.
It's just
there.
bland. It's just there. It's not. I don't even know if it's shitty. It's just there.
I would be down the dial so fast.
I wouldn't even think twice about this discussion. I would have moved on to some fucking music station
Listen
for a
to
song.
Spirit Taurus.
We got a good amount of a little bit of press from the. We talked about what did we talk about? Right before we went on break about liberal repression of speech.
Yes.
And it seems like that's been a big topic now. Is it how they're repressing speech? And Bloomberg, it fits in with this. I will never bash Bloomberg again.
What?
Because he spoke at Harvard, and he just basically blasted Ivy League schools for being repressors of ideology, and he pointed out how 96% of Ivy League schools donated to Obama, which is fine. But he's saying that point of view is all that's being shown.
But that should give you a little perspective on the mindset there. That 98%, 96, same fucking thing.
But how
True.
his,
Not really, it's too different.
How his Raymond Kelly,
same,
his police commissioner, was shouted down at Brown University when he was trying to talk about the policing in New York, and all they're just screaming about is blacks and Muslims. Like they wouldn't even hear the discussion.
Of course,
it's because the people getting angry.
Condoleezza Rice.
Yeah, Condoleezza Rice couldn't speak.
They don't even want to hear somebody's take on life.
Little babies.
Little
baby boys and baby girls who mommy and daddy have gone out of their way to never make them hear anything unpleasant now can't even hear commencement speakers.
Right.
Please, I hope I got that word right.
With an opposing
view
of the 96%. It's
embarrassingly.
It is embarrassing.
One-sided and shallow. But I'm glad people are calling them out now, and it's good to hear Bloomberg do that at Harvard.
Is the pendulum swinging back the other way?
It'll never swing back the other way. But it's just nice to hear people, just telling these language policemen to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. Let's get through this audio.
It is not a city school that has an alleged transgender kid on the girls' varsity softball team. That shouldn't be allowed. And tax dollars and medical insurance should not pay for that.
Okay.
That if you want that and that's going on in your head,
that's fine.
That should be out of your own pocket.
Yeah.
That's why insurance companies are so screwed up. They'll pay for that, but they don't want to pay for, certain new therapies of cancer treatments.
Got that sexy rasp voice. Does good with girls on radio when they have that little rasp to their voice. Sounds like they've been out smoking and drinking all night.
Yeah.
Like it.
She's not being outrageous there at all.
No, nothing outrageous
She's
about what
using it
she's
to
saying.
complain about insurance companies.
Right.
And like, hey, if you're going to do this, why not do this?
We've all had to deal with insurance companies where you get that letter and they're like, yeah, we're not covering that.
Yeah,
What are you talking about? You're
Exactly.
not covering that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I wanted my teeth cut into little baseball caps, and they refused to do it.
They wouldn't do it?
No.
Aw.
But that'd be cute.
Baseball caps. Yeah.
They don't, whatever.
Is there more? Because I can't imagine that's what they got fired for.
Yeah, there's more. And then a caller calls
They
them
drop
out.
some
which
N-bombs, something.
Caller calls them out, and that's part of when you're spitballing, like Ant said, and throwing it around a little bit and trying to figure shit out on the fly.
Well,
She's very
the PD
opinionated
says.
about what's going on there in Rochester, and I don't hear anything outrageous.
The PD says then you take it to the phones.
Right.
After you're done discussing.
Right.
Take
then
it to the
the next
phones.
level. Some kind of, what, is it a pyramid or something?
I don't know, something like that.
Who knows?
Hi, you're on the radio with us, Kimberly and Beck. What's up?
Oh, God. Is he
God,
annoying?
that fucking voice. You hear that? That was a high. That was a wow.
Oh, yuck.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Let's hear him.
Now we're gonna have to play this
I
5
know.
times. You know how this works.
Hi, you're on the radio with us, Kimberly and Beck.
Kimberly Black.
It's not even as bad as we're
I know, it
making
never is.
Hi, you're on the radio with us, Kimberly and Beck. What's up?
Oh, hi. So you're speaking about this transgender individual in a very disrespectful manner.
Really,
I hope
sir?
you know. You're missing a lot of the points about being transgender. the thing is, this girl, she's a girl. She chose to be a girl. You keep referring to her as a boy, and that's incredibly disrespectful. And it's
you chose the person saying she chose to be a girl. How do you expect everyone just to grasp that and accept it?
Right.
Not that, not in God's eyes way, but that you choosing to be something is all of a sudden what it should be.
And how is discussing it disrespectful? Like, that's not even what they did. Wasn't even disrespectful. They're discussing some subject. And it's no wacky opinion. This is stuff that a lot of people think about this subject.
Of course.
How is it so disrespectful to say that it's a guy that's playing?
But in all fairness, that's the caller's opinion on the whole thing, which is fine. Because now have a discussion about it. Maybe you'll learn from each other. I don't know.
No, you got to fire the people. That's what you do.
That's incredibly disrespectful, and it
wasn't she born a boy? You're talking about the high school player on the varsity girls softball team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here in the area. We didn't mention what school.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So she is still a boy, right?
She's still a boy, right? She's still a boy, right?
But this is how people think about it.
Has a little Jimmy Stewart in there.
We're gonna throw this. Keep your chin up.
Right. Now I just want to make fun of their voices. I don't even give a fuck anymore.
Whatever they're saying, it's just blah, blah, blah at this point.
Right, now I'm just picking up on the bad radio voices.
We didn't mention what school.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So she is still a boy, right?
Still a boy, right? Right?
What is that? Is that the same guy as...
That isn't even a voice. Shit.
So she is still a boy, right?
She is a boy, right?
And well,
you hear Jimmy Stewart, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I gotta hear it one more time. Sorry, people.
School.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So she is still a boy, right?
Right. You gotta get your toolbar. Look at your toolbar.
We're gonna get through
this.
We're gonna get through this. You gotta play that into break.
Keep your chin up.
I love that dumb bit.
Gonna get through this.
Through this.
No, she has a penis, but she's still female. That's how it
But
works.
she has a testosterone.
Wait, did you guys hear that, or did I just think it?
Oh, is that Jimmy's inner voice?
Yes, my inner monologue.
But that's what that guy on the phone said, and believes in his heart, in his soul.
Yes.
Other people, most of us, still can't wrap our heads around.
If you have a penis and testicles,
right,
you're considered a male,
right,
in just about every aspect of life.
But people are trying to explain to us that's not the case.
That's not
because
the
their
case.
brains are wired differently. I understand where they're coming from, but for us to completely understand that, it's going to take a lot longer.
Physically, it's a dude playing softball.
Right.
Physically, come on.
Yeah, there's
Right,
no
it's not
third
like
set of
it's-
genitals.
No.
Huh?
There's no third set of genital. There's the reproductive
Right.
organs of a man, and
a
there's the
woman.
reproductive organs of a woman.
Yeah.
So the point is you're not. It's like if there was a third set of genitals, people would go like, oh, okay, but,
Right.
So how do you expect people just to understand that because you say it? I'm not saying it's not even that they're lying, but
Right.
how do you expect people just to grab that and go, oh, okay, that's the way. You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
You got three different things that you're trying to force into two categories.
And still,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
there's penises, vaginas, and then there's people that,
But there's only a penis and vagina,
Right.
as far as what dictates a man and a woman.
Right.
That's it.
And so
Period.
what do they say
Period.
that like it doesn't? You're not defined by your genitals. I mean, again,
Stop.
I don't.
Scientifically, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
You should see me walk around in sweatpants.
I
Trust
have.
me. Trust
I still
me.
can't figure it out.
Trust me.
I'm like, that guy's got a big clit.
And again,
Makes me
so
sound
far,
like I have a small penis, you son of a bitch.
so far, nothing. fireable.
No, nothing. And I got to say it again. I do not like these guys
Oh, see, I thought
whatsoever.
you liked them.
Whatsoever.
My favorite radio show.
So this pains me.
Yeah.
Because the easy thing to do would be fuck these guys because they fucked with my mentor basically.
Yeah. But as a broadcaster,
I see nothing in this that
Just
should
proud.
get these guys fired.
yeah.
But she has a testosterone, which makes her stronger than the average bear.
Okay, but there's some females out there who have a lot of testosterone naturally.
But they're females. They're born females. They're still female.
The ability, having a vagina does not make you a better softball player.
No, but
Well, it
having
certainly
a
can
penis.
it certainly
makes-
can be used as a backup glove, can it?
It's funny.
Hey, that's funny. Imagine catching a softball with your cunt.
The thing about being transgender,
Yeah, that was a fucking funny line.
Right,
There
that's
you go.
Yeah.
You squat on a ground ball, takes a bad hop.
Absolutely. You pick it up, you go run over and drop it on the bag. Looks like the alien birth. Fucking slimy softball that nobody
Yes.
wants to touch.
I liked it.
Looks like a candy coated apple.
Right.
Clots on it.
But going for the joke.
Yeah.
No hate behind that joke. Just
Little
trying
joke.
to get, trying to be a little silly.
Pussy catcher's joke.
the thing about being transgender, though, it's this kind of spread of misinformation that keeps the stigma alive.
You
don't
know
Listen,
what?
here's the thing.
What you want to do with your body and what sex you want to be is your business. I've
we
got no
embrace
problem
it.
with that.
We-
Kimberly's got no problem with
I
that.
don't.
We just don't think the city of Rochester taxpayers should be on the hook for that. That's all.
Nor do I think if you're transgendered, should you get to, if you're a boy,
should you get
who
to
in
play.
your mind you're a girl, and maybe you've gone through the process, you shouldn't be able to play on the girls' varsity. You have advantages. You have
You
strength
should.
advantages. You have hormone advantages.
You
This is
you
not
should
right.
be playing on the boys' baseball team.
But do you see right there when they said
They embrace the sexuality of the
Yeah.
individual. So there you go.
Wow.
and the person said
There you go.
She said you're spreading misinformation. No, they're not coming off like an authority on
not
the
at
subject.
all.
Not at all.
The Surgeon General or they are just
They're
talking
having a
it
discussion.
through. They're having a discussion.
And everyone says that's what we need to do. We need to have an open dialogue
Oh,
about
God,
this. What a
right.
bunch of fucking
Right.
liars.
Yeah.
Right. Open dialogue, my fucking ass.
They put that caller through. They didn't shout
Right,
down that
right.
caller. They listened
Not
to
at
that
all.
caller.
We're safer than most here at Satellite Radio, but even us playing this audio and discussing it,
Yeah.
in the back of my head, I'm like being extremely fucking careful.
what did we say?
Right. Extremely fucking careful. These guys, I don't know if I've told you, but I really hate their fucking
You have
guts.
not made that clear.
See,
Okay.
I thought.
I hate their fucking guts. I want to make that perfectly clear. They have done. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? And then it just turns into fucking Herman Munster in a wig.
Lily, how you doing? Grandpa Eddie, how you doing?
That's a big bitch.
Oh yeah,
Holy, she would kick my ass.
has you.
I'm pretty convinced that she would probably win in a fight with me.
Fucking probably.
And I do all right. I'm just
Definitely.
going to say I do all right. I'm
You
not.
can scrap.
I could scrap a little, but I think she would get the best.
She get the
of me.
best of you in the long run. That
How
weight
would she
on
do
you.
it, you think?
Fucking pin you down.
Really?
Choke you out.
She would choke. She would
Yeah.
guillotine choke you.
choke you. Guillotine choke.
But at
She
least
would
I
give
would
you a
have those.
standing fucking guillotine.
Fuck.
At least I would have those warm boobs resting on the back of my head as she chokes me out.
Yeah, you'd be looking at her heels as she fucking it's like a standing guillotine. She would lift you up, and your little dumb feet would come off the ground.
Just imagine that tunnel vision just closing in on her heels.
Yeah.
As you fucking lose consciousness.
Yeah, and you're feeling the sweat of her side through her shirt because she's in combat mode.
Is that okay to say that a big bitch would beat me up?
Hearing how you doing,
How you
echoing
doing? Oh.
because your hearing is
How,
going.
right, how you doing now?
Or she'd be taunting you. You're not doing so well.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Guillotine choke.
Yeah.
That's how it would. That's
embarrassing.
how it would go down.
Yeah, or she'd throw you on the ground and like fucking side mound you and pound you with her fucking elbow. She'd give you a brutal, like a male beatdown.
Oh yeah.
Here's another question, because as a guy, you're taught not to hit women.
Yeah.
When do you start just fucking
if you're
hammer
losing,
fisting
right?
her.
Because you're losing.
Right. When
You're losing.
When
Bad.
you go, fuck everything I know about not hitting women.
Start fighting like a man.
And start fighting. Well,
Yeah.
when? When she pops you a few times with some jabs? Maybe
Nah,
a heel
then
to the balls. What
you
would it take
still
for you to
gotta-
go? I'm done. I now have to hit a woman.
I think as a guy, you have to take a defensive stance with a woman and just try to protect yourself.
Sure.
But if they start getting the best of you and you feel that your consciousness might be slipping away,
Right.
you just got to haul off.
But what is that? Like one good solid punch they get into your head and
Yeah,
they get
if
a
you
little
feel
like
it. If
woozy.
you start losing your legs and you see that they're charging at you. Oh,
you
you
know
gotta
you're on the ground just hammer fisting a bro.
just a brutal fucking movie beat down.
I always wonder that. When do you have to cross the line?
Yeah, chivalry goes out the window.
Right. As she's suffocating you with her
Yeah.
big ass. Anyway, let's continue with this audio.
But yeah, they say to have the discussion. They are having the discussion. They're not saying beat up
Right.
transgendered people or they're garbage or fuck them or get them out of the. They're talking through honest feelings.
Yes.
They're not experts. So spreading misinformation is done by experts. They're not experts. No one thinks that these two morons are fucking medical experts.
I like that they're having this discussion because you might learn something.
Yeah.
You know, what ends up happening in the end, you got other radio shows that see that these radio shows are getting fired. So now these tougher topics, they're not even going to even touch.
Yeah.
And you could get some knowledge by just discussing things.
They don't want an open discussion.
City taxpayers do pay for school sports teams because it's school tax, right?
Right.
Nobody pays for a transgender person's stuff, treatment and care and all that. It does come out of pocket.
Well, they're only paying so much
expensive.
of it. If you work for the city of Rochester, the city's insurance is now going to pay for it.
Oh, cool.
I mean, that was
I
the
don't
point of
see
our
what-
conversation.
I don't see what that has to do with this high school kid, though.
Well, I mean, it was just someone had texted in saying, hey, did you know, in the midst of our talking about the city of Rochester insurance now paying for transgendered individuals. It was just kind of a conversation within a conversation.
Okay.
Got it?
Still, it's incredibly disrespectful towards transgender people. Please don't spread any misinformation.
But do you see right there how like
Especially when
they
you're
gave her a
joking.
reasonable answer about how this
Wow,
happened,
a completely reasonable answer.
and still keep the narrative. Please don't spread misinformation. They're
Right.
not authorities on the subject.
They're not professing to be either.
They're just giving an opinion.
Just talking,
People,
tacking.
please don't spread any misinformation, especially when you're joking about it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
What?
We got. No, that's,
Thank you.
that's
No,
not
that
very
was-
nice.
Now, why you got to be mean like that?
That was funny.
But-
Just thank you, sir.
But was that a guy or a girl on the phone?
I mean, I don't know, but that was funny. Thank you, sir.
There's nothing here. Oh, and I despise these people. Let me. We have one more clip, but let me go to Mark in Rochester. Marky,
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
pretty good, Mark.
Here's the funny thing. I mean, did you guys kind of hit the nail on the head? Of
course we did.
Ow.
If you're bringing a discussion up, I mean, you should be able to talk about it. And the fact that they're joking about it, that's what they do. They're DJs.
I was only joking.
What the thing is, that when they said nut job, I think that really hit a chord and that kind of put it over the edge. But again, if you look at a new release, I think even last week on a DVD, there's a Disney movie that came out called Nut Job, and it's a cartoon.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just it's ridiculous. I mean, like I said, you have to have an open
But
forum.
someone's
and
got a
if people
problem with
bitch,
that.
It's But anyway, I'm punching out, guys. Have a good weekend.
All right. Thank
But
you, sir.
that caller got their points out, and they were allowed to talk, and they weren't shouted down. And, the guy said, thank you for calling, sir. You couldn't really tell on the phone if there was a male or female.
Yeah.
I think the articles I read, they got fired for saying nut job,
Oh, was it? Okay.
more or less.
Really?
That part of it. But here's one more piece of audio from the whole thing.
This guy who's playing girls softball, does he use the girls' locker room?
That's up to the individual.
Why?
Some states actually have laws that prevents transgender people from choosing their own bathroom.
I
not
got to
sure what
figure
New
that he
York's
probably
are.
doesn't. Although I bet you if you ask the girls at this high school that's not in the city, but it's in one of the suburbs, I bet you ask the girls, they probably don't care one way or the other. I mean, they're not worried about this kid probably who's transgendered using the girls' locker room.
When he steps up to the plate, doesn't he have two bats?
Penis joke.
It's a dick joke. He's making pussy joke, dick jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Right.
Fucking funny. All right, not bad.
Okay, but listen.
Making jokes.
Another thing about being transgender is
She doesn't want to joke with you about it, Beck.
all right.
You understand.
We
we
really-
understand all the nuances.
we understand
of
how
the
serious you
sensitivity,
are,
and we
and-
get it.
I just
No,
don't.
but
I
listen.
think if you're born with a penis, you should remain. Yeah, you're a boy, and you should remain on the boys' team until you no longer have the penis. But that again, that's just me. I may be
No, but
narrow-minded
listen.
in this.
So I mean, here's the deal, though. Again, I'm just going to say it. There are advantages.
See, these guys, they're pretty smart broadcasters because they know all the problem areas. Because they keep saying that's my
You can,
opinion.
you can hear they're actually trying.
That used to be good enough in radio.
Yep.
You know.
But they found something to get them on.
Now, Ope likes these guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're
Isn't
defending them
that
because
what
you're a fan of the show.
A fan of the show.
But I'm being impartial in defending them.
I will fucking flip shit right now.
Oh, shit.
Well, you don't have to love these guys.
How you doing? Fucking, was it Fred from Brooklyn? Wait, he has a funny tweet about my fight with my imaginary
That's very
friend.
funny.
Fred from Brooklyn, Fred Brooklyn on Twitter. He writes, she'd beat you with a garbage can cover like Sonny and the Godfather.
Bite your hand if you try to grab onto the railing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You make
beat
fun of
them.
my how you doing again, and I'll kill you.
I would know she means business when she rips off her fucking wig and
Right.
goes into fighting
yeah,
stance.
fight mode.
And then I'm like, shit, I'm in trouble.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Does she take her heels off before she starts kicking the shit out of me?
Yes.
She does?
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'd rather have the heels on because she'd be a little off balance. I might be
Yeah,
able,
you might get an
catch her
advantage
with one.
there. Right. Chop out the base.
Oh, God. You've never been beat up by a girl, right?
Not for free.
Think. No, I don't know. Were you in court for my divorce?
Oh, well.
It was a sound thrashing.
That's gotta suck. All right, let's get to the end of this. We're just about there. Finally.
Advantages.
yeah.
There shouldn't be, a boy who thinks he's a girl on the girls' varsity softball team. I don't care if he's going through all the transgendered stuff.
Yeah.
I get it. We're sensitive to that. You can do whatever you want to do with your body, love whoever you want to love. We have always said on this show, not enough love in the world.
No.
The fact of the matter is, the city shouldn't pay with taxpayer dollars insurance for transgendered stuff. Just like if you feel like, man, I'd really like a facelift because my nose too big, or maybe I've got wrinkles. Oh, I'm a nut about it.
Right.
I mean, where do you,
Aerosmith made a lot of money off of
Right.
making fun of the fact.
Yeah, they're making fun of.
Aerosmith, though, dude looks like a lady. You probably couldn't put that song out nowadays.
Yeah,
What was that
but
about?
very-
Was that about?
It has to be.
It was about a
Oh,
dude
no, it was
that looks
about,
like a lady, right?
If I know my rock and roll knowledge, I think it's about Motley Crue. Actually, I think they were
Really?
kind of making fun of the fact that they kind of had
the
the
fuck
makeup.
outta
I
here.
think someone might, maybe someone could help me on that one. I believe so.
I'm just going through all the words in my head.
Dude looks like a lady.
Backstage, we're having a time of our lives. Somebody say, forgive me if I seem out of line.
Does anyone know? I feel like I read that somewhere.
Wikipedia is saying that it's interpreted as being about a drag queen.
Oh.
Okay.
Drag queen's not good. You can't say that. You can't say tranny. You can't say she-male.
Why can't you say drag queen?
I don't know.
I've never
'Cause
heard
you're
that.
pointing
be-
out that someone might look different than you.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that nowadays.
That was another thing that I think RuPaul was commenting about, that people were mad because he, she, whatever, used she-male
Right.
as the viewer male thing for the
M-A-I-L,
TV show.
yeah.
She-male. Let's check out the she-male, and then it's like, oh, that's terrible. Oh, you can't use that. Derogatory. Oh. How the fuck do you keep track of what's derogatory now? Things that were acceptable forever. Like all of a sudden, overnight, it's a bad word now, and you can't use it, and it's hatred. Shut up.
And Rue said that it's
Iraq.
not the words; it's where the intent and where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And if you're a member of that community and you think Rupaul, who has
Yeah.
been, who literally is became mainstream, and people are like, oh, I kind of like Rupaul. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're turning on Rupaul because Rue doesn't use the appropriate words. Go fuck
They
yourselves.
probably look at Rue like a tranny Uncle Tom. Oh, you're just. But RuPaul put transvestites on the map.
Entercom's statement on the whole thing. So,
I'm sure
thank
it's not
God.
groveling or
Thank
worm-like.
God.
So they-
I bet diversity, tolerance, words like that.
so I really come from a place where I don't like these guys, and
What guys?
I
The
kind of
radio show? I liked them.
well, you guys.
Why? That's very hurtful.
I come from a place.
But with that said, I almost feel sorry for these
Yeah.
guys. They got fucked royally.
They did.
They were having an open discussion about something that's going on in their town. A lot of people probably
ouch.
think the same way. They said that you should be able to love whoever you want, and you know they understand the topic in general.
Yeah.
And then they had people that had other opinions, and they discussed it with them.
Discussed it openly.
Openly.
Like everyone says you're supposed to.
Yep.
We need to open a dialogue on race. We need a dialogue on the transgendered community. We got to talk openly about misogyny and women, and that it's all bullshit. You don't want an open discussion. You think an open discussion is your point of view, no dissenting point of view,
Right.
and that's open discussion.
And radio's weird because people don't want to acknowledge that maybe broadcasters are just trying to make jokes as well.
Yeah.
They know it was a joke, but then they take it out of context, and then in writing it looks like, oh my God, you hear this hateful thing they said?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. They know you're kidding. They don't care.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But why radio guys? Why are we the lowest scum in entertainment?
We certainly are.
Entercom statement. A statement from Entercom Rochester's Vice President and General Manager Sue Munn reads as follows. This morning, Entercom fired Kimberly and Beck effective immediately. I don't know why they always have to add that.
Effective
When
immediately.
you're fired, what, you get to
effective.
linger a little bit?
Effective 10 years from now.
When you're fired, you're fired. Why the effective immediately?
It sounds like you're doing effective. We'll see when.
Right.
Yeah.
They're hateful.
Hateful.
This is why I fucking hate radio.
That
This is
was
why I
hateful?
fucking hate radio.
All cowards.
Don't
You
hate.
can't even stick up for your own people. Because there's nothing in there that was actually hateful.
Opie,
Nothing.
Just because you're a fan of the show, don't
That's
pour
you
your
are very
personal
biased.
view of this on.
I hate them for other reasons, but
Oh.
they didn't say anything hateful in there.
There was nothing hateful.
Their hateful comments against the transgender community do not represent our station or our company.
Oh, shut up.
Wow.
We deeply
It's very deep.
apologize.
Apologies are so deep.
You could just apologize.
You don't have to go very deep.
We deeply apologize to the transgender community, the community of Rochester, and anyone else who was offended by their hateful comments.
Community.
Their hateful comments.
They're calling what we listen to hateful comments in this day and age.
I don't trust.
Unbelievable.
I don't trust one fucker in management.
No.
They will throw you under the bus in a second.
That's terrible.
They know damn well there's nothing hateful in there,
Not a thing.
and they don't have the balls to say that.
Not a thing.
They don't have the balls to say, they took on a tough topic this morning. Their opinions are their opinions. I think they made it clear that's how they feel. But they also said in there that there's not enough love in the world, and you should be able to love whoever you want.
They should have gotten a pat on the back.
Jesus. What about all that stuff?
Yeah.
And I fucking hate these fucking guys.
Oh, see, but
We are proud of our past work on behalf. Look at this. We are proud of our past work on behalf of the local LGBT community. What do they do for the community? I would
What do
love to
they
know
do?
exactly what they did. And we remain committed to that partnership.
They're just gross lawyer pussy language.
partnership.
Then Kimberly and Beck apologize, I guess. Let's see. Or is this the story about the apology?
Waddle dee doodle.
Oh, okay. Entercom Rock, The Buzz. We might have been on The Buzz up there for a while. I don't even know. New York fired morning duo Kimberly and Beck following an on-air remarks over new transgender benefits for City of Rochester employees caused an uproar.
They're hateful remarks.
It didn't cause an uproar.
No.
There was a letter that was sent to the station.
Yeah.
A form letter, basically.
One letter, right?
We are that's what I think.
Yeah.
We are very sorry for the hurt and pain we have caused anyone, especially those in the transgender community and their friends and families. What we said and the manner in which we handled ourselves was wrong. This is Kimberly and Beck apologizing.
Wrong?
Well,
What's wrong about
at this point, they were trying to save their asses.
Good luck.
Because the apologies are all bullshit. We know that. What we said and the manner in which we handled ourselves was wrong. We take full responsibility and we deeply apologize to any and all that we offended.
Put on your scuba gear. We're going deep.
They don't believe any of this stuff.
Of course they don't.
This is Kimberly and Beck's apology. Our attempt was to discuss a controversial health care issue. However, our lack of sensitivity and understanding of the transgender people and their plight created 12 minutes of radio that wish we could take back. That's how that reads. We wish that we could take back. We fully understand Entercom's position and their decision to dismiss us. They're trying to
This is all about back pay. Yeah. This is all about severance package
and setting up for their next
right.
gig. It is their right, and we accept their decision and our responsibility in it. It's too bad they have to say that.
Yeah,
they don't believe any of this shit.
I truly love Big Brother.
Entercom has been and will continue to be a strong advocate for the LGBT community, and we are proud to have been helpful in Entercom's efforts over our 13 years with the company.
This is grovelly.
They fired a radio show that was with them for 13 years
over that.
Over what we just heard.
What you just heard.
And the lawyer writes that statement
just heard.
Yeah.
The lawyer writes that statement up, and that should be that's their statement. Zero sincerity.
13 years, and they might have had, I don't even think, but they might have had a bad segment in there that some people were offended by. Might have. It is our hope that this situation can be a time of learning and understanding about the transgender community and not a time for additional anger and insensitivity. This is a community of individuals who struggle painfully to be themselves and find the support and comfort they deserve. We believe that this can be a chance for all of us to stop the ignorance and find our humanity. Signed, Kimberly Ray and Barry Beck.
Written by LGBT community and some shitty lawyer from Entercom.
Yes.
Bunch of lawyers got together.
Yeah.
There's not 1 ounce of true humanity in that.
No sincerity.
It's lawyer blanket cover talk. It's just shit.
Let's learn.
Let's learn together. We're happy we got fired.
Yes.
Because we can help.
That's pretty much it. We're happy we got fired because now we can understand and learn.
Right.
Fucking assholes.
It's a stupid radio show. We all just do stupid radio shows in the end. I don't want to learn anything of substance doing this.
No.
Are you kidding? Why would I want to?
We're not teaching.
Right.
We're not here to teach
we
you
get
anything.
shit wrong every day.
Yes.
And I go home and I don't even think about it.
Don't even care.
I don't care what I got wrong. Oh, they'll tell me on Twitter. But I don't even care when I read the tweets. I don't care.
Doesn't even matter. Who cares, right?
Some days I get a couple good jokes in, and other days I bomb horribly. I don't give a fuck.
Doesn't matter.
We just come in here and try to fool around a little bit.
Oh, God.
Just try to fool around a little
With
bit.
each other.
That's right, Jimmy.
That's right.
That's right.
Bunch of men doing
sensitive.
some shoulder kissing.
You hateful man.
Wow, that's a rough one, boys and girls. That's a big radio company that doesn't even stick by their people, knowing that when you turn on these mics every morning, it's
especially when you
there's a minefield out there. Landmines all over the place, and you never know because you don't. That's the beauty of a landmine. You don't even know what is going to fucking blow up your ass.
No,
you don't know which one. You don't know which step is going to do that.
Why couldn't Entercom
Which direction?
come out and go like, we don't agree with what the host said. They don't reflect the company's views. They're individuals, and then behind the scenes say like, look, guys, just be careful with this one. Like, why not just? Why couldn't it be something casual like that? It's got to be a firing and a insincere garbage lawyer statement.
God, and I would sue. I swear to you, if I was them,
everyone.
I would sue.
They want their money.
Yeah, but I would sue. Fuck it. Because they said hateful a few times in their apology statement.
Yeah.
There was no hate in that.
No.
Prove they had hate in their hearts when they did that break. Prove it. Prove it in a court of law. I would love to see that case.
No one would think that was a hate speech.
They didn't completely understand the mind of a transgender individual.
Right.
That's okay. What do they do wrong there? And we all know insurance companies are shitty. So when you do hear that they're, going to cover something like that, you think of all the stuff in your own life they didn't cover, and that does make you go, "What the fuck?" It does.
The best thing you can do is what they did, is have an open discussion about all this stuff. But people are now petrified to even discuss some of these topics, not even get controversial with the subject matter, but even discuss matters of race or sexuality. People are petrified. They don't want to do it. Yeah. That's the forward-thinking, progressive, liberal way we deal with things now, is to not even talk about, to be afraid to progress and to talk openly about subjects. Right. That is exactly what Jimmy brought up before vacation.
And you're considered conservative to say that. I'm not conservative.
Yeah.
I'm really not. But you're considered a conservative if you feel that way?
It's just astounding how stupid people are.
I mean, I'm probably, I'm just saying I'm not conservative.
Right.
I'm not conservative.
Wow.
Jesus.
Breaking news.
What? I'm not conservative. So I'm probably open-minded.
Right, open-minded.
Almost breaking news. Can we have a stinger? Almost breaking news.
Almost breaking news.
Wouldn't even make the message boards.
Yeah. So, fuck.
Yeah. Well,
that bothers me.
Bon voyage.
I went into this. I didn't want to hear the audio until I like hearing this stuff, fresh. I read all the articles and I was all like, "Yeah, fuck those guys. They did they did my boy Weeze wrong. So fuck those guys. I can't wait to hear the audio." And then I
thought.
And then I hear it. I'm like, you got to defend them.
Yeah. You have to. As broadcasters, you have to.
That's why all those black morning radio hosts were all fucking stupid and dumb to do the rah-rah when Imus got fired.
Yep.
Because they're coming after you next, you stupid fucks.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to defend someone that you don't like or agree with.
Although it is kind of like a rock paper scissors thing with different races and stuff. Like if black people talk about race on the air, you could pretty much get away with murder. But gay issues, you can't.
Asian issues, black hosts can't get away with.
Right.
White people. Black shows could bring a white person on and say it's Kick Whitey Tuesday,
yes.
and white people would be upset, like afraid to call it out because